Hey everyone, it's Barry here. Welcome to my virgin kitchen. Hope you are well. Today, we're going to be attempting to make some lemonade macarons. Hopefully you've already seen what they look like. I haven't made them yet. I'm just about to. Macarons do genuinely scare me. You hear all these stories about them going wrong, all these pitfalls and stuff. I asked you guys on Twitter this time what you'd like me to make for the macarons, and I had so many suggestions. My mouth was literally dribbling. I was like Homer Simpson. It was pretty. Where is Homer Simpson? Yeah, that's better. I had so many flavour suggestions. Chocolate orange was an extremely popular one, but I've actually already done chocolate orange macarons. Check out the website if you want to do that. And if you want to try these lemonade ones, basically lemon macarons with a sherbet zingy filling, the full recipe will be on the website if you're not there already. The first thing we're going to use is a combination of almond flour and icing sugar. And there's lots of tips on this and a lot of people rave about it. So exactly what we're going to do is sift it, and actually twice, to really get it nice and fine, because that will hopefully give us a nice smooth macaron. Right here, I have just weighed out 100 grams of icing sugar, aka powdered sugar. We also need 100 grams of almond flour. When I hit that 200 spot, there we go. So 100 grams of almond flour, 100 grams of icing sugar. And what we'll do is sift it together into a large bowl. Because the almond flour particularly can be quite lumpy. So if you get any like bits that are being a bit big and don't really want to go through the sieve, just sort of work it through with the back of a spoon, because you really do want to get, particularly the almond flour, as smooth as you can. I always look at the icing sugar as like dust. It will find its way. But this stuff can be a bit more butch. So with it sieved through once, I'm just sieving it again, which this time should be much simpler. There we go. Look how fine that is. I'm not even going to touch it, but oh yeah. All right, so in this mixing bowl are the egg whites of 2 large eggs. So I've just whisked it to just foamy, like this, kind of like bubble bath. Gonna sprinkle in some cream of tartar. That's something that will help with the stiffness of the peaks. Whisk this through until we get soft peaks. All right, so that'll do. It's still a teeny bit foamy like that, but you are getting this softness. So we can start to incorporate the sugar in there, but only in little batches. So this is just some caster sugar, about 50 grams. So I'm gonna do it in like fifths, so like maybe 10 grams at a time. And as you whisk it through, it'll dissolve through and it will start to get a little glossier. So I'll just keep doing that until all my sugar's gone, all right? Hey, there we go. You want nice stiff peaks like that, okay? One big old hard whisk at the end. The last thing we're gonna do is add all our flavour in now, because we don't want to disturb the almond mixture too much. As we're going for lemonade themed macarons, and we're gonna make the actual meringue bit yellow, we've got lemon extract, or you could use lemon juice. You can actually put lemon zest in as well if you want. This is some gel food colouring, so I'm going to add a little bit and we'll see how the colour takes, and then we can always add more if we need to. Okay, so that's quite pale with that in there. Obviously, if you want to go for a paler shade of yellow, that is fine. I want it a little bit more yellow. All right, I'm happy with that, and boom, we still got our peaks. So our yellow stiffened meringue still, it's time to bring our icing sugar and almonds back in here. And I'm going to sift it for a third time. This is another critical tip I've been told before, is when it comes to folding it in, you don't want to overdo this step too much. You can sort of do like a half turn, and you just kind of like lifting the almond and sugar mix into our meringue. So it'll be very thick at first, but just slowly incorporate it through. So I'm no expert at this, but I really hope, and it's always been the aim of my videos, that if I can do this, that you guys can get the inspiration to give it a go too. But it must be folded. And we also want it to loosen up a little bit, which you can hopefully see starting to do. But be sure to use a spatula so you can scrape all the bowl, sides and the bottom as you go. And there we go. Nice and incorporated. It's got a little bit of movement in it as it settles. We're ready to pipe it. Got a baking tray here. And what you can do, just to help it hold in place, is put a few blobs of the mix in a couple of corners. Doesn't have to be anything too crazy. But then, we should be able to just lightly press it down and it will hold our baking parchment in place. Or you could use a Silpat. I've got one of those. I don't know why I did that. Piping bag with a big old round nozzle on the bottom. Just so you know, I am terrible at piping. So if I can do this, you definitely can. Sorry, I just realised I didn't actually say anything what I was doing then. I just piped them out fairly evenly, equal sized amounts. And the most important thing to do right now, it's actually quite fun as well, is do a little tap on the surface to release any air in there. And if you look closely at it, you can actually see little air bubbles coming to the top. So do that. All we're going to do with these now is leave them for about 20 minutes to firm up. You should be able to touch the tops and feel a little bit of firmness. Now it's quite a humid day here in the kitchen, so I might need to give it a little bit longer. Ooh, in they go. I had so much macaron mix, I'm waiting for that second one just to finish in the oven. So we'll just start to make our buttercream. This is 80 grams of butter. It's at room temperature. All right, so just creaming it so it's nice and fluffy like that. So we've got some icing sugar here. And if I chuck it all in, it's gonna go really cloudy. I mean, look at that already. You've seen me do that loads of times. So I'm just gonna use a spatula and just sort of start to move it around, and so it grips, the butter grips that icing sugar. So I'm going to work my way through that before adding our lemonade inspired sherbet. Yes, love that. It's all in there. A little splash of milk, about 2 teaspoons, and another half teaspoon, just a little bit of lemon extract. That's what we want. You see, if I go like that, whoop, it still holds its shape. Sorry, I just had to nip off camera then because my other ones are done. I'll show you them in a sec. So last stage with this is adding our zingy sherbet. Those of you from the UK will know this is a dip dab. Basically, it's a lolly with sherbet in it. Effectively the easiest way for me to get some sherbet. But I'm going to just put in a teaspoon at a time, mix it through, because I've never done this before. I want to see what sort of impact that has, how strong that is. I've got quite a bit of it if I'm needing it, but I don't want to completely overpower it. And you can taste it, but I'm going to go another teaspoon. So like 1.5 teaspoons so far. I love how it's like dissolved in. So if you're making it for someone, they'll have no idea that when they bite into these macarons, they're going to have this zing. Yeah, it's amazing. Anyhow, these macarons have come out of the oven. This was my first batch, which were on the middle shelf. And as you can see, they've got quite nice feet on them, which is where the air comes out from, which is a good sign of a good macaron. Now these are my spare ones that I've got out of the oven about 5 minutes ago. And just like these, you'll know they're done when you can literally take it straight off the baking sheet like that, and it doesn't even mark it. Conclusion is, this is a bit smaller because I had less batter, but these were in the middle shelf, and this is the same mix in the top shelf. The difference in the feet size there, I think it's actually pretty big. But either way, they'll taste good. All right, so there is one macaron half, and I've got another one just to sit on top, but let's get our sherbet cream, which is now in my yellow stained disposable bag. All right, and this is a teeny optional extra, but I've just warmed up just a little touch of lemon curd. And all I'm gonna do is just press that down together so that it kind of makes a burger shape like that. And there we go, a lemonade macaron. Well, I know what I'm doing for the rest of the afternoon, basically building these things. I am rubbish at macarons, but I'm so happy with how they've turned out. You gotta give it a go. The best macarons I ever tasted were in a hotel minibar, and I think they must have been made the day before because they are best served chilled once the flavours mingle in to the meringue. But today, meh. Oh my word. And getting that zing as well. The lemon curd bite, that little sting in the buttercream, it really actually works. And the lemon flavoured meringue, perfect crunch on the outside. And you've got a real nice chewiness. That is when you know you've done good. Oh, naughty. On the recipe write-up, I'm going to put lots of hints and tips so you guys can, fingers crossed, nail it. And don't worry if you don't first time. They are tricky things, but once you get it, you've got it. So keep your pictures coming if you try this or any of my other recipes. Remember, this is part of a baking playlist. There's a link down below. And in this video, if you want any other inspiration, there's over 100 baking videos on the channel. Good luck. Goodbye.